The conversation we're going to have today encompasses a lot of culture. So culture, and how culture intersects, especially with politics. It's political season going on in America today. It's officially August. It's August, it's September, it's October. Boom, we're about 90 days out from an election. Oof. Is it going to be the return of Trump? Is it going to be the first black female president of the United States? That's a conversation that we're going to have today. We're going to see what happens with that. But, you know, as the late, great Andrew Breitbart said that politics is downstream from culture. We all know that. But culture is sort of what underpins society, our values, whether it's music, whether it's sports, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's TV, whether it's shows, whether it's lifestyle. Culture is sort of the underpinning of all of that. So, you know, it's no secret that polytainment is now a term. Now, political entertainment, you know, politics has now become sport. So Trump, Obama, social media, and now, boom, it's a life in its own. And we know a thing about polytainment, especially here at Valuetainment. So at the root cause of culture is, at the end of the day, that it's very emotional. It's how you feel. When you hear a song, you're like, I like that beat. You hear that show, you see that character, you like how you make it feel. It's not very rational. It's not exactly like when you're talking politics rational, where you're having like discourse or arguments about tax code or the deficit. That's not what it is. Culture is very emotional. So, you know, we hear the term that we're fighting for the soul of America. We've heard this before Joe Biden, right? And it's true. So, guys, I say all that to say the following. I want to understand a little bit about culture. We have all different backgrounds, different perspectives. I'm going to throw out some terms. We're going to play a little game right now. Oh. And you're going to tell me, just shout it out loud. Do we have the red, the green? Do we have any of that?
I grab them.
Okay, don't worry. You don't have to go anywhere. We'll get that. Until then, you just tell me when I say this thing, who do you think has done a better job of taking over this type of category? Is it the left, the Democrats, or the right, the Republicans? How about that? Or if you're like, I don't know, maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Understand? So I'm going to say a segment of society, and you're going to say, hey, is this more left? Is this more right?
Uh-oh.
Okay? You ready?
Okay.
Can I get I'm ready? Can I get an amen?
I'm ready.
Oh,
yeah.
So ready.
Can I get a
okay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when you get a chance, let's get the red, the green. That's fine.
Yes.
So let's start with this one.
Okay.
Universities, left or right?
Oh,
totally left.
So guys, you got microphones.
Left.
Yeah.
This girl says like colleges. Yes, universities. left.
It seems like. I'm going with what I've been told, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
Okay.
Left.
So universities.
Left.
Any disagreement there?
I think it depends if you're talking about like the student body. Yeah, like they're leftist. If you're talking about administration, like universities are like a lot of them are super for profit, you know? And I think that's like more of like a right wing sort of thing. But the student body for sure
Gotcha.
left.
So the
How
student
about the
body more
professors?
left. The professors?
What would you say?
Professors, I think more of them are left leaning. Yeah.
So it's student body and the professors, maybe just a little bit at the top. There might be capitalists somewhere.
Like the admin.
Great point. I can understand what you're talking about. You're talking about endowments.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So the endowments, like Harvard's endowment, I think is like $50 billion. It's basically one of the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
Harvard. But even the professors, I think at one point it was 13-1 liberal professors for every one conservative.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually even gone up more.
That's a recent stat. So you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So universities on the left. How about mainstream media? Left or right?
I see the left leftism, but I don't always think in terms of left and right. But it's like, yeah, that kind of social progression has some sort of control over that system. I don't want to talk out of turn. I'm interested.
No, you're good. You're the man here.
Wow. So what are you trying?
You got green pants. You do whatever you want.
You're the man. You're allowed to talk over the women.
Mainstream media, you're going left. Ladies?
Left turn.
Oh, lefty.
I would say left.
Okay.
Pixie?
I feel like I'm gonna be the one who's like mixed because I think a couple years ago I would say left, but you know, like Elon Musk recently bought Twitter like a year ago. Fox News like still gets like extremely high viewership.
Sure.
CNN was recently bought by I forgot his name, but I think he's part of like a right-wing family or whatever in Australia or something like that. I can't remember the details.
You're talking about Rupert Murdoch. He didn't buy CNN.
No, maybe not him then. Or the person they put in charge. I know they put a right-wing person
in charge
to help take over. But there is still like MSNBC that's still left. You know, Washington Post is a mixed bag, but it still has like a lot of leftist opinions.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think, by the way, great commentary, Pixie, but what I would say is there's sort of the generalization and then there's examples.
Exactly.
Right?
You couldn't
So,
list
like-
the example of the left ones because it's much easier to say which ones aren't than which ones are, which shows you the majority is
Yes.
left.
So, right, CNN, ABC, NBC, like if you
Bum,
look
bum,
on
bum, bum.
late night TV, there's
Yeah.
Kimmel, there's Fallon, there's Colbert.
Yeah, if you're
Like,
talking about
and then
those.
you know who the number one late night talk show, number one rated is in the entire world right now, in the country right now?
Jon Stewart.
Do you know who it is?
It's on there on Fox, right?
It's on Fox.
Yeah, it's the
Absolutely right.
second-
Oh,
it's
Gutfeld? Greg?
It's Gutfeld.
Yeah.
Now, why is Gutfeld the number one rated late night talk show on TV?
Why?
Why do you think? By the way, and I'm going to say this, Greg Gutfeld, I love you, respect you.
He's not
Least talented, least funny, least creative, least star-driven show on TV. Why? It's because everyone's
The
left.
only other option, yeah.
And he's right. He's the one guy hanging out on the right side of the pool. What are you going to say, Nico?
No, I'm just like agreeing.
What you going to say?
No.
No, but when you got Fallon, you got Kim, and you got Colbert. Okay, so mainstream media, I would say left. Okay, how about this? How about church, religion? Is that more left or more right these days?
That's definitely
right.
You're saying right?
Interesting.
Like going to church?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say right.
Okay,
That's
you
a
say left?
conservative move.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say
Why do
more.
you say left?
Cause like I mean the left side is more passionate about like religion and stuff like
You
that.
think so?
That's what I think.
Really?
Yeah, that's what that. Hey, you guys
you go
can
to
tell me
church?
that- I do go to church.
Do you go to a black church?
Yes, I do go to the black.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, it's mixed. It's mixed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's mixed.
Pixie, do you go to church? Do you go to?
I don't go to church, but a lot of my family members go to church. So, and a lot of my family is conservative. I'm like the little black sheep. So,
Okay, so let's stay there for a second. Your family's more conservative. They go to church.
Yeah.
And why are you the black sheep?
I'm the well, a little bit of the black sheep. My cousins are now a lot more left leaning. But
Okay.
yeah, because I'm very progressive and outspoken about it.
So you turn them all?
I
I'm
did
sure your
not
family
turn-
loves that. Damn, Lauren. But she said because I'm more progressive. She said my cousins are more now because I'm more progressive.
Well, not just because they're younger, so they're like,
Susceptible.
More
Gen Z.
idealistic.
Yeah.
I guess.
Would you say that church or churchgoers are more right-leaning or left-leaning these days in America?
In general, more right. It's becoming way more left because it's becoming way more progressive. Yeah.
The church. Interesting.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
Churches you guys
Well, I'll go with
going to?
right for the record.
Oh no, they're
although I
getting
haven't
way
been
more.
to church
There's a whole movement now. Yeah.
in decades. If that's what
Interesting, because when I think of religion itself, I think more right. But it's interesting how you're basically saying the church, traditionally more, traditional values church, how you're saying that it's being sort of taken over to the left.
Yes.
And
Because-
that they're being more tolerant of anything.
Exactly.
You're starting
Yes,
to see
they are.
LGBTQ
Exactly.
type churches.
Exactly.
No, you're not feeling that?
You see, this is why my emotions sometimes say what I feel.
Well, hey, listen, get emotional. Culture,
This is the
culture
place.
is
Okay,
emotional.
I'm
This
just
is-
Go ahead,
saying,
Nico.
like Christian churches. I just don't think, because Christians, they have their certain religion, and I just feel like it should be respected in a sense. So it's like, I just think that it should be boundaries, just like we respect the Muslim culture, we respect Jewish culture. There's certain things that, when I placed myself in a Jewish community, I used to work there, I couldn't bring my food because I respect that they eat culture food. So
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just a certain place and time. Not saying they can't be accepted out here in the world, but don't try to mix that with the Christian world, especially when biblically speaking in the Bible, they banned that in a sense.
Ban what?
Like, same
And
sex.
the progressiveness.
All
What
that.
she's trying to say, is that
Yeah.
it's progressive, and that's what the church is becoming way more progressive.
Well, it's funny
I
that
think
you
it's in the
guys-
name of compassion, but they're throwing out truth.
Yeah, right. Well, the word that PBD always uses is tolerance. Because PBD used to have this sort of four family mantra, lead, love, respect, tolerance, right? And then he basically is like, nah, I'm good on the tolerance these days because tolerance is a slippery slope. Yeah, it's sure. Yeah, tolerance. Like, sure, we should be tolerant, but then at what point do you tolerate anything?
That's what I'm saying.
So
I
at what
agree.
point, like you saw what happened in the Olympics with the whole Last Supper?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Of
course.
It was the
that.
L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the D, the I, the A, the kids, the this, the that. It's like,
Question mark.
whoa. How much are we going to get away with here? So that's a valid conversation. All right, a couple more things. Hip hop.
Left.
Do you think hip hop is more left or right? You're saying
Of course.
left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think a lot of the major celebrity stars, especially music, are very left leaning.
I
Okay,
think the music's left. I think the entrepreneur side is right.
gotcha.
I
So
agree.
the message is left, but
Yeah.
you're saying the making the money, the people
Yeah.
running the record label is more capitalist.
Yeah,
right?
they have to be.
Okay. Fair.
If
How
they
about
weren't.
country music?
Oh, that's
country.
right.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
I
Country
would
music
say
is right.
Right.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah, a little more
Again,
nationalist.
generalizations, but
Yeah.
yes, I would say the majority. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. NASCAR.
Yeah,
Right.
probably more
Right.
right. This is funny. It went real specific. It was like general,
Yeah.
like universities, and now we're going micro to
Yeah.
like NASCAR. Okay,
That's right.
trying to get the right some wins here.
I'm just. You could say any answer.
That's because it's pro-America. Does that make it right? Because it's like nationalist in that sense. Is that kind of a right-leaning?
I think it's also like demographic, like where they do it and the type of people that like it are typically more conservative,
Well,
or at least
Our friend
Republican.
Ian brings up a good point. Is that when you hear patriotism or love of America or nationalism,
That
is
is
that
true.
more on the right or on the left these days?
100% more right.
It's
All
what?
right.
Right.
On the right?
On the
Yeah,
right
patriotism
side.
and conservative. Yes, they even say like if you have a flag in front of your house,
Yeah.
like people will stay away from it because they think you're more conservative. Maybe potentially going to have a gun in
Really?
there. Like it's just American flags are linked to conservative, whereas I would never think somebody wearing an American flag or having an American flag is a liberal. I would never think
Yeah.
that.
Agreed.
So it's interesting. They used to have to keep bad guys away. Used to have a beware of dog sign, even if you didn't have a dog.
Now
it's
you just
put
put
an
your American flag.
on that thing.
Yep, and
They're gonna think you're
they're
a
going to
two-way.
think you're packing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pixie, as a progressive who I assume loves America, how does it make you feel that the left is not even known for loving America these days?
I think a lot of people on the left do love America. I think a lot of them are just not completely proud of what America has done in a lot of cases, like to other countries or like interference or stuff, which is such a complicated subject. So I think that's why they're a little bit like more shy about being like, I love my country.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even though I do love my country is not. Right now, I think a lot of Americans feel like it's not the best where it can be. So it's hard to like proclaim that out loud, you know?
But I think the
Gotcha.
general rhetoric is way more negative than what you're saying. Like I would love to believe that's true, but the masses say we are a racist country, we're a horrible country. We would be better if we just burned
I
it all
agree.
down and start from the top. And Ian, go ahead. You were going to
Oh,
say
I
something.
went through a similar kind of experience with the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. I was like, I hate this government. Stop this war. This is ridiculous. I cannot support this country. And then I had to learn over the next decade that it was the ideals of the U.S. Constitution and where America comes from and what it's really supposed to be about.
Right.
Decentralized autonomy, property rights, guns,
Yeah.
protecting yourself first and your community. Then
Yeah.
that's important. And I do support that. I just don't support warmongering. Although I don't know enough about it, to be honest, about resource acquirement and if it's like we'll all die if we don't. So I'd have to find out and go deep, deep, deep to really say I hate warmongering, but on its face, it doesn't look like the best strategy.
Yeah, I think that's a good distinction because the fact is when I say I love America, it is that. It's what it was founded on. It's the Constitution. It's all of those things and what it could be and what it should be versus, all of the things that it's not right now or it hasn't been. And right now, because I said this with the Olympics, because my husband and I wanted to go to Paris and I was like, now I'm not going, right? And he's like, that doesn't represent the whole country. And I go, not for anything. But if we are Olympics, if it was here and we were to put that show on, I go, yeah, that does represent us. That is us. So, I mean, I don't think it speaks for every single, French person. But if it was another country, I'd say, hey, that's what America is saying who they are. And so I do think that there's a difference between the some of the bad things that we do versus what it should be or how we started.
Yeah, great conversation. What I'll tell you is this. I'm speaking as an American, also as a Jew, also as a dude, also as someone who gets along with all types of people. I grew up fearing, I think at this point, the right. The right wing was, I'm talking about the far right extremists right here, the neo-Nazis, the KKK, the skinheads. It was like, I'm sure as a black
Yes,
person,
I was
like,
about to say, I
you don't
agree.
play that game.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but it was never all the left. You worry about, what do you mean? Like the hippies? Don't worry about that. They're fine. But I think there's a lot of people out there that are seeing what's going on the far left these days. The far left. I don't know if you saw, there's a video of like full on communists protesting in Philly. They were walking with communist flags. And there's been this sort of buildup on the far, far left where people are basically saying, I don't know what's going on that way, but here's what I could tell you: the following. The people on the far right, as twisted as they are, in a weird way, they love America. They love America so much, they don't want any of you people here taking their land.
Yeah.
They don't want your Jews, they don't want the blacks, they don't want the Latinos, they don't want none of y'all here. Go and get, we love America.
Yeah.
But the people on the far left, they're the ones that are literally burning the flags.
Yeah.
They go to DC and they're burning the flags. So to me, there's this like hateful people on the right who love America, but then there's these loving people on the far left that hate America.
Yeah.
And to me, the lowest common denominator is, do you love America or not?
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of define what's going on here. Now, there's people that are going to say, dude, I totally disagree with you. That's fine. Disagree with me. There's going to be people say, I totally agree with you. That's fine. So last question. Let's see if we can bring this all together. You brought up you're not going to the Olympics. Forget about...
I'm not going to Paris.
Not going to Paris. Forget about the last week.
Yeah.
So we just talked about whether it's NASCAR, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's the universities, whether it's hip hop. What is the Olympics? Is it more left or right?
Right now?
Before this year, before 5 minutes ago, it used to be a super patriotic, like we all loved our nation. We would love to watch our, everybody compete, and Americans would all huddle together because we were proud of our country. So honestly, before 5 minutes ago, I would say it was more patriotic, which to me equals right, and then now it's obviously
what do you think
Looney
the Olympics
Tunes.
would be typically?
I agree with the left side because I'm seeing different things now that I wasn't used to seeing in the Olympics. It's more free, open, and it's just like, hey, they're shifting more towards the left.
Okay, what do you think the Olympics?
Honestly, I want to say I have no freaking clue. And the reason why I say that is because Olympics is ultimately like a bunch of countries coming together to compete against each other. And there's like a lot of very conservative countries like in the Olympics. It's not just like the United States. It's a mixture of conservative, liberal, all sorts of governments, So I have a really hard time classifying because I'm just like, it's everything. Like that's Olympics. It's all these different types of governments in the world coming together and showing their best athletes.
Yeah.
Well played. What do you think? The Olympics more left or right?
I mean, I would say like just right in the center. Like kind of Pixie said, it's a collab with all these different countries that have different views. I don't even think it was a political thing until this year when they decided to put this blue man out with half naked on.
You weren't feeling the blue last
No,
summer?
I'm like kind of scarred a little bit.
Take us home. Do you think Olympics are more left and right?
I used to think that they were. I didn't think of it in terms of politically left and right at the time, but it was very much about supporting nationalism and like the strength of your nation and all about national pride.
Right.
But then this last one was shocking. I didn't have my glasses. I was telling you guys this in the green room, but I didn't have my glasses on. I was just looking across the room. I was like, that guy's beating the hell out of that girl as they were boxing. And it was this dude smashing this girl. And then I got closer and I saw, okay, I guess it's an intersex woman or something, but it was beating on this woman's face. And like at the Olympics on the global stage, and it's a dude beating on this woman, whatever. I don't know what the term is, but that's what it looked like. It was really, really terrifying.
Yeah.
That's why it's like more left, because back then they wouldn't have accepted that.
And like countries would have dipped out. They would have said, I'm not going to participate in a sport like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't see that. I don't know. I didn't see that this time. Haven't been investigating it.
Well, I'll tell you this. Prior to as the reason that I said prior to whatever happened this year, I would say I'm not saying it was a trick question, but I would say the Olympics is right down the middle.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're on the right, if you're on the left, you love your country and you just want your favorite athletes to win.
Yeah.
Okay, that to me is, I don't care left, right, who's the greatest Olympian of all time?
Yeah.
Michael Phelps, right? I mean, they came out, ESPN ranked the greatest athletes in the 20th century recently, 21st century. And I was like, all right, in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, who's it? LeBron? Is it Kobe? Is it MJ? Since 2000. And it was Michael Phelps.
Is it because he won the most medals?
Dude, this guy broke every record. He's on the most golds. And I was like, oh shit, Phelps. Okay, got it. But it made me realize, I don't even know where Phelps lands politically. I don't even care. I know he was representing America. And to me, the Olympics were sort of that balance, that equilibrium, whether you're NASCAR on the right or WNBA on the left, whatever it is, it's like Olympics. And I think That's kind of where we need to be.
Like they transcend politics. It used to be where they originated in Greece, is that they would all send their Olympic teams. Even if they were two countries are at war, they would cease hostilities so that the Olympians could get through to the Olympics and make sure they all got there safely, even if they were enemy. And then, so it was a very apolitical, important experience for the people.
Well, that's why we got Ian here, bro. He brings us back to
everyone's like,
2,000 years ago, ancient Greece. Anyway, you guys let us know in the comment section. Where are we at in America today? Where's the Olympics at? Left, right? I'll say this last thing, and this will be a good segue to the conversation. There was a famous phrase they used to say, whether it was politically, whether it was broadcasting, they said, win the central time zone. Because if you win the central time zone, you're not on the right, the East Coast liberal bias, let's say. You're not on the left coast, which is a little bit more progressive. Can you win the breadbasket? Can you win the Midwest? And this is politically speaking. I think James Carville, which was Clinton's guy, was famous for saying that. But also, the best television shows are at 9/8 Central, right? Yeah, Seinfeld at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and whatever show can win the Midwest would win the highest ratings, would win elections, would win America. So we're about to find out who's going to win the Central Time Zone. Yeah. That's who's going to win America. Are you coming to the Vault? Oh, what's the Vault? You know about the Vault? The Vault is the ultimate event for entrepreneurs to level up their game and learn from the best in the game. Last year, we had Tom Brady and Mike Tyson, and I said to our CEO, Patrick Bet-David, I said, how are we going to top that? He said, how we're going to top that? How about The Rock? So this year, Patrick Bet-David went out and got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So he's going to be there along with PBD, the Biz Doc, and me. Yeah, if you want to join us at the Vault Conference, check out thevaultconference.com. It's going down in West Palm Beach, September 4th through 7th. If you want to make more money, improve your business, and expand your network, you have to be at the Vault. We'll see you there. Oh, you like that? Well, if you want to see more of that, check out this clip right here. And if you want even more, check out this clip right here, only on the SOSCAST.